First of all, I want to welcome everyone. This is really just an amazing event. This is our first time, although we've done it in the past, but generally we've been at the Great Hall, which was not available. But we're here, and it's actually working pretty well. So I want to thank you all for being here. And so to start off my remarks, I want to say that it's really an honor and a privilege to be here today and to welcome each of you, our board members, our staff, donors, community partners, and especially those of you whom we've had the honor of working with, and your families and supporters. As I look back on this past year, I'm so proud of all that we've accomplished. Although we've moved, presumably, beyond COVID-19, we're facing many challenges resulting from the pandemic and a host of other social factors that are impacting our communities. These include an increase in anxiety, depression, substance use, poverty, isolation, homelessness, access to health care, and many more factors that have affected our communities. While the impact on those who have been historically marginalized has been even greater. Faced with these struggles, we've tapped into our creativity and our ability to innovate, to go above and beyond and explore new options and break new ground. This has allowed us to expand and enhance our services in order to meet this enormous need. Some of our accomplishments include our Certified Community Behavioral Health Center, or CCBHC grant, which has allowed us to develop a care coordination model to reach out to individuals throughout our communities who we can support in an integrated manner. We're leading a statewide effort to expand community-based mobile crisis services in collaboration with our designated agency partners throughout Vermont. We were named a best place to work for the third year in a row, as well as having received a Governor's Worksite Wellness Award. Our efforts have been tempered by the realities of limited financial and staff resources. And yet we still managed to come very close to achieving our financial goal with a surplus of just under 1%. When I think of the monumental challenges our world is facing, I'm inspired by the passion of so many people around the world who've truly made an impact. People like Malala Yousafzai, whose fight to change the world, to give the voiceless an opportunity to be heard, and to ensure that women and girls have a right to an education, led her to being the youngest Nobel Prize recipient. Rosa Parks, whose courageous actions changed the course of the civil rights movement. Nellie Bly, who valiantly fought for globalization of disability rights. Although these inspirational leaders have spoken their truth and made an impact that is undeniable, we have heroes before us today, here and now. These heroes are our staff, who have tapped into their compassion, their empathy, persistence and fortitude, and yes, love, to inspire and empower those who come to us for help and support. The people we serve are also heroes whose powerful stories of courage and determination so deeply touch our hearts, and we'll have an opportunity to hear from them in a little bit. You know, as Martin Luther King Jr. once said, it really boils down to this: all life is interrelated. We are all caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied into a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one destiny affects all indirectly. We are all interconnected. This isn't about those who come to us for services. This is about us, each and every one of us. We have all suffered losses. We have all struggled in our lives. I know that I have. We and those close to us have all experienced a multitude of challenges, for that is what makes us human. Our work is so powerful and essential when someone is lost in despair, struggling to find a thread of hope, homeless on the street, traumatized and in the deepest pain, when there is no one to turn to. That is when we are there, to rekindle that light within, to spark moments when people know that we are here for them through the healing and trusting relationships that transform lives. Let us all embrace our shared humanity, knowing that our individual destinies affect all of us. I am so immensely proud of the remarkable work of our staff and humbled by the poignant and heartfelt stories of those we serve. And so I'd like to express my deepest gratitude for all you do. And I'm so thankful that I am part of this remarkable organization. So I thank you and honor you for making a difference in the lives of so many. So thank you. And I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge Vanessa Lane, who began at HCRS in 2009 and served us in a number of capacities as clinician, Sparrow coordinator, area manager, adult services assistant director. She passed away last year. Her passion, her kindness, her clinical skills, her sense of humor, and commitment to the people that we serve was really special. Her love of animals, in particular, her knowledge and her deep understanding that horses can positively impact the emotional well-being of people, was always something that she put into practice and advocated, and so Vanessa will not be forgotten. I just wanted to honor her memory. So now, we can't do this. I can't do this. None of us can do this alone. And I would like to introduce our senior leadership team. So if you could stand when your name is called. Well, some of you are already standing, so you'll have to wave or something. And I know Hal Moore is not here. Hal is our Chief Financial Officer and has done an incredible job. Ann Bilodeau, our Chief Operating Officer, right here. I don't know if you can see her there. There you go. That's Ann. She'll be coming up here later. Thank you, Ann. Dr. Paul Booten, our Medical Director. Where is Paul? Oh, there you are. There is Paul, right here. Okay. Kate Lamphere. And this, I can do this in one breath. Wait a minute. You haven't heard of Chief Clinical Services Officer and Adult Services Division Director. There you go. Right, all right. Now I can, yeah. Warren Sargent, our Chief Information Officer. Where's Warren? There you go. Warren, thank you. Okay. Alice Bradeen, our Communications and Fundraising Director. Bravo. Well done. Michelle Campbell, our Human Resource Director. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah. Drew Gradinger, Kindle Farm School Director. There's Drew. All right. Yes. Rosie Nevins Aldifer is not able to be here today, unfortunately, but she is our Quality Assurance and Compliance Director and has done a phenomenal job, so certainly want to thank Rosie. And last but not least, and a really amazing Developmental Services Director, Jessica Steele. Where are you? There's Jessica. All right. Bravo. Okay. So now I'm going to turn the meeting over to Phil Blackburn, the current Vice President and incoming President of our board, to share his thoughts and introduce our dedicated board members. So it's all yours.
Springfield's real great hall. That's what this is. So, good to see everybody. I'd like to express my thanks for the tremendous support that we've experienced from our groups, from our communities and our partners and our dedicated staff, and from which includes all of you here today. We've come together tonight to celebrate the successes of this incredible organization and one of our special community partners. And this past year has not been without its challenges, and through concerted effort, the agency has stepped up to meet those challenges head-on, persevering on its commitment to its vision, its mission, and its values right up there, as well as the philosophy of care. And on behalf of the board, I'd like to give our thanks to each of you for your part in all of this effort. And now it's my pleasure to introduce the board. And I'll ask you to stand if you're here. And I don't know, I know that Adam Pippin, who is our outgoing chairman of the board, he has turned out, so to speak, and he's been a very good leader. Christine Hart, our incoming vice president. There you are. Okay, thank you. Jeff Acker, who is our treasurer, and I believe he's where? Finland. I would have guessed that. And Hilda Ojibwe, who is our board secretary. Duncan Hawley. Pat McGraw, who I have not seen. She has a 70-hour-a-week job at Memorial Hospital. She's the chief medical officer down there. Hetty Tomei, have I? No? Okay, Sal Zambino, I know you're here. And our newest board member, front and center, Mark Latham. All right, so back to you, George. Thank you.
So, anyway. I didn't realize Jeff Acker, who's just been a wonderful board member, is our treasurer. Had been. He's in Finland. Actually, my tires are coming from Finland. Actually, Nokia Hakkapeliitta. It's like they're the ones you want, with the snow coming and whatever. Huh? I don't know. So anyway, thank you, Phil. And and our board does a really phenomenal job. So much. It's really incredible. And we are so thankful that we have a really, really great board. And we're pleased to share, and I really wanted to share that one of our dedicated staff was the recipient of the Frank Selfies Team 2 Award this year. Knowles Wentworth, Community Support Specialist, that's right, in our police social work program, currently in Brattleboro, he's done it elsewhere, received this award during the summer. The Team 2 Frank Selfies Award, named after our former crisis service manager and an amazing human being who is so committed. We're talking about mobile crisis. Well, we were doing that. And Frank was really a remarkable human being. This award, it's a statewide award that's presented to a law enforcement officer and mental health crisis clinician, demonstrating the collaborative partnership in response to mental health crises. Knowles was selected from a statewide list of mental health crisis staff nominated for the award. So Knowles, if you could now, you already got the award, but Knowles, if you could stand up, so I know you're here somewhere. There you are, Knowles. Absolutely. Thank you, Knowles, and it's just, I know you do some incredible work, and so thank you for that. So now, without further ado, I am going to, and this is the heart and soul. This is why we are here. These are the videos. We did it on video, but we're going to be sharing the experience in the voice of the folks who we serve. And it's, so I just only ask, now we got all these screens and everything. Are we going to raffle? Are we raffling these off? No, we're not doing the raffle. But some of our offices could, okay. People that don't know, that's a joke. That's a joke. I just want to make it perfectly clear, that is a joke. No, we are not raffling it off. I know this is on video, so no, some of our offices really need a much larger screen, and these are really big screens, as you can see. We have 3 of them. So, in any event, so how are we doing, Warren? Are we, We're ready to go. We're ready to go, okay. So I know it's not that I'm technologically challenged, but this technology is a little tricky, but I think I'm going to hit this button here. Okay.
All right. Nice. Yeah.
Did it work?
There's a cursor on there now.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Wow. Okay.
My name is Mickey Rentis. I'm a big writer. I love to write. I write short stories, microfiction, some longer pieces. I belong to a writing group. I've never written about my own experiences. Everyone always asks that. Everyone always asks why not, why haven't I yet, why haven't I made it into a book. It's a process and I'm learning to get through it, but writing about it will come later. Last 15 years has been really hard, to be honest. Started experiencing mental health issues around the age of 15. Didn't get linked up with HCRS until I was about 25. So I had a lot of hard work ahead of me. I honestly didn't think that there was any help for me, and I honestly didn't think that there was any way out of feeling the way that I was feeling. Being in the dark like that made things extremely difficult. Back when I was 24, 25, I had gone to the Brattleboro retreat. And through that avenue, I ended up in connection with the HCRS. It was a whole new world, being on the actual floor at the retreat, not knowing whether or not I'd see my family again, not knowing if I would ever leave. I didn't know if I was going to wake up. I had a lot of things going on that made it very difficult. So when I finally made the connections that I had with HCRS to go from the retreat to a residential, the world opened up a little bit. When you're deep in mental health stuff, sometimes you don't even see the blessings that are ahead of you when they're there. When I finally connected with the HCRS, it felt like there was finally a shot or a chance for me to be the person that I wanted to be. The person that, is a fighter. I want to be the best version of myself. Somebody who fights for people who need a voice. And I definitely think that had I not gone through what I had gone through, I wouldn't have been empowered enough to be that person. You gotta dig deep. There are gonna be hard times no matter what, but you have to fight through them. And I realized that no one's gonna do the fighting for me but myself. With the help of my peer support and my case management, the idea that I could be emotionally responsible. I've worked with the peer support team. It's a non-judgmental space where people can feel free to interact with each other and benefit from each other's learning or experiences, shared experiences. I live independently on my own, so I see a lot of interaction with, like I said, my case manager, my peer support. There are people, there's a psychiatric team that I've worked with, and the combination has been so beneficial. Dream job, I have to say I've coaching. When I coach youth softball, because it's a sport that I'm passionate about, and you get to teach it to people who are learning to become passionate about it themselves and to take it seriously and to have, faith in themselves and confidence in themselves, and what that can do for a young person, setting them up for success later on in life. I think that kind of job is beyond dream job for me.
Adrian lives with me here in Springfield, Vermont, and he's serviced out of the Bellows Falls HCRS office. When he first came to live with me, it was kind of rough. Lots of behaviors. He has lots of trauma. He came into custody in DCF, I think, when he was 10. He spent some time in the crisis bed, just trying to basically, stabilize him. And at that point, I think, is when the behavior team became involved with him. He lived in 2 group homes, Rocky Road and Griswold. I mean, they had to basically start him from point A. How to, have a meal, because he was, eating with his fingers. How to be able to safely take him into a car without him grabbing at the staff or, trying to unbuckle himself from the seatbelt or throwing things at staff. Like when he first came to live with me even, and he was 14, I think, I literally couldn't really take him very far. He would try to smash the doors in the store, the ones that have drinks behind them or ice cream. He would knock things off the shelf. He would open bags of chips. It's just, stuff like that. So he really had to be taught from point, start over.
He has a very complex trauma history, and when he came into HCRS services as a DS client, he lived in a group home. And they worked with him on a lot of things, just like eating and just tolerance for going out in the community. And since he's lived with his shared living provider, Cindy, he's made even more progress, and it's quite amazing. I just think Adrian is a testimony to the support of relationships, helping somebody learn to trust, and the security of those relationships has helped him feel so hopeful and so much more secure in his life. And I think the sky's the limit for Adrian.
Well, I take him out in the community, and he hangs out with my family and my husband, and sometimes he's around other clients. So it's a lot about socializing and just getting him to have a healthy relationship with others. And so now he's made more progress, and when you're with him, it's him having a developmental disability doesn't even seem to factor in anymore. You forget that he has one because he's just so easy to be with now.
I honestly think the sky's the limit for Adrian. He's really developed a tolerance for all kinds of community things. Like the last couple years that, 5 years ago, he never would have tolerated. And now he's finding that he really enjoys community outings, and it continues to develop his tolerance and his enjoyment for all kinds of things, which is great to see.
Oh, he gets up first thing in the morning and he wants to run right outside and jump on the trampoline, and you can't wait to see what you're going to make for breakfast. He's, wants to smell everything and check everything out, and he's laughing and just in general very jovial. He chuckles all the time. He wants to go out and go for a ride and go out in the community and run around.
He loves to swim. Adrian, do you love to go to the pool? Yeah, does it make you happy? Yeah, he loves to just splash around in the water. I'm just like so proud of, where he's come from and who he is now. He is a joy to have around. He loves to laugh. He can be a jokester sometimes. I tell people this all the time, and people think I'm weird by saying this, but for someone who doesn't talk, he's got an awful lot to say.
It's an amazing story. He's an amazing story. It's hard to totally convey how amazing if you didn't know him before. But for all of those of us who did know him, when sometimes we wondered, what's gonna happen, and is this gonna be long? Is he gonna be able to ever live with somebody long term? But thankfully, Cindy and Mel stuck it out, and they had the commitment to give him what he needs, the consistency and the safeness, and I really appreciate that. And Adrian's an amazing guy.
I am Margaret Holland. I'm 21. I live in Brattleboro, Vermont. Before HCRS, life was definitely really effing confusing, that's for sure. And I felt pretty helpless. I was very depressed. My parents didn't really pay much attention to it, and when they did, they would just make it about them. My mom was very oh, I'm just such a bad mom kind of thing, and I'm like, no, Mom, I just have depression. But that wasn't really focused on. And then senior year, we got in a really big argument, and then I left because she kicked me out. And then I moved with my dad. Then COVID happened, so I had online school. And then my dad got really sick. He's gotten sick a lot. And then he went to the hospital, almost died. And then kind of from there, when I was 18, I was I really have to adult now. I thought that I was getting stuff done. I was definitely working for myself, but I didn't know that there was so many things that I could bounce off of that could help me. And have this help all when my life was blowing up. My dad was in the hospital, possibly going to die. I was taking care of the apartment all by myself. My boyfriend had a restraining order from his mom, and so he was living with me, and I was literally having to buy the food, the toilet paper, the paper towel, every little small detail. And so to just do all of that while mentally not being okay. I feel HCRS helped me learn that I can be confident in needing help, and that it's okay to need help. It's really cliche, but it's just very true that even though it is so cringy and disgusting to ask for help, because I literally hate it. It makes me not want to be in my skin sometimes. That you just genuinely deserve to be heard and listened to. And that everything that you want and are thinking of wishing you had, you deserve to have. And you just have to really believe that for yourself. And I'm allowed to ask for help. And you're allowed to receive it. And you deserve to. For obvious reasons, I feel the first one was definitely when they were able to help me fix my car. Because that was that's my only asset, obviously now, besides the apartment that they just helped me gratefully get. But yeah, when my dad was in the hospital, I ended up finding a car on Facebook Marketplace after saving money for so long, and I was so proud of myself. And it really needed to get fixed, but it was a costly fix. They were able to help me get a check to pay for 70 to 80% of it. HCRS has helped me be more confident and also just question more about what I want out of life, period. I want to do too many things, but I'm also undecided. I wanted to be a vet, I wanted to be an actress. I can only think of two. Oh, therapist. It's such an overwhelming topic. It's very interesting because I feel I've gotten more confident in other realms of my life, but when it comes to my job, I'm just like, I literally have no idea what I want to do. They were also trying to help me like get into college. The next step in the future is definitely to just like go to college, take a few classes, and try to just like narrow it down. I feel like the picture's slowly getting painted. Like now that I've made all these achievements now, and like really like grounding in the sense that like I am here and I am capable of doing these things, like obviously. And I've like proven that to myself. I feel like I am kind of just now starting to paint that picture because like I never looked that far in the future. I don't know if it was just like me like hustling in the moment to like get through the stress and the trauma that I was dealing with in that moment. So I would just kind of never look that far. But I definitely, like when I think about it now, like I definitely just see like a happy me. Like I just see possibility. And I just didn't see that before, so.
My name is Silas, and yeah.
Where do you go to school, Silas?
Kendall Farm.
What are the teachers like at Kendall Farm?
They're really nice. They're also they like me a lot.
Why do you think the teachers like you?
Because I'm different, and I when people like say I'm like trying my best, and I am trying my best, and I also like it when they say I like did a good job, or like they also help me work through struggles.
Oh, I have Silas. He is he's going to be 15 in December, and he and I were adopted. We came together when he was just a baby, so he's lived with me most of what he can remember. The 1 to 5 years were really supportive. We had a whole lot of community support, and then he started public kindergarten, and that's when things really started getting harder than I had ever imagined. We didn't know who Silas was as a learner. We didn't know what was going on with him, both in the sense of trauma and cognitively. But he was in a regular kindergarten, and he liked going to school, but he had a really hard time following directions. And he did the only thing he knew what to do when he didn't understand, and that was to act up and to act out. And it kept getting harder, and he kept getting more dysregulated. And I was sort of looking like the crazy parent who was always showing up, not happy with something or questioning or overprotective of my child. And I was all those things. But I had to do it. And I resigned from my job that I really liked because it was just too much. And I finally got the courage to say, like, yeah, this isn't working. And there was this one day when I walked in, and he was in this isolated room, just like raging. And I had never seen him do that. I felt like I was watching a child become emotionally disturbed. And we walked out, and we never went back in again. His teacher, who I really came to adore, also an adoptive mother with children with special needs, called me and said, you know, I want you to consider this school called Kendall Farm. So he started in September, and
he didn't have any anxiety at all about going. But then when he got there, he cried a lot. And he was really homesick. And he wanted to come home. And he cried to his teachers. And they cried with him because they loved him. And they knew what he was going through. They knew that he was a person who cared and that he had value, that he might not go to college, and that he might not earn money in a traditional way, but that his life mattered as much as the valedictorian at the most prestigious prep school.
I have a learning disability a little bit and anger problems, but I work through them. I also have sometimes a little bit of rough times, good times, yeah.
And is Kindle Farm a good place for you?
Yes. That's why if I have to move to a different school, I would be really sad.
Well, why is that?
Because Kindle Farm is a best fit for me.
It sounds like you've been working really hard at it.
Yes. I've been working really hard on it, and I've been trying my best every day. Because sometimes I try my best, and if I can't do it, I can't do it, but that's okay. I get to try again the next day.
Well, turn the mic on. That was, before, I didn't quite get to it, but before we started showing the videos, I wanted to remind people, I didn't really have to do it, but remind people to listen with an open heart. But it's so easy to just open your heart when you hear someone who, with such courage, and I think it takes so much to share your experience and to share your story, and that's really remarkable. And I really think, as Margaret said, I think this painted a really powerful picture of possibility, and I think they all collectively did that. And so I just really want to thank Mickey, Adrian, Margaret, and Silas, and their family and their staff for the incredible work. And this is ultimately why we are here. And so, anyway, so another reason we are here is that we cannot do our work alone. Each year, we honor a community partner who has exemplified effective collaboration for the benefit of our communities. And this year, we have selected Collaborative Neighbors in Brattleboro for our 2023 James Bartley Community Partnership Award. Formed in 2019, this grassroots organization was created to meaningfully respond to the socioeconomic issues that the town of Brattleboro was, and I'll say is, experiencing at this time. Initially, the group recruited people with lived experience with substance use and homelessness, as well as people with identities and experiences that have historically been oppressed and or marginalized. The goal of the newly formed collaborative was to elevate the voices and experiences of people who actually live with these identities and experiences, so awareness can be raised on the impact of discrimination and marginalization. Their efforts to date include hosting a successful Breaking Bread event which focused on these issues. It brought the community together and raised awareness through storytelling, creating art together, and most importantly, making space for those who were most impacted by discrimination and marginalization. The group also advocated for the need for public toilets where anyone in the community could access them. The Town of Brattleboro and Groundworks Collaborative responded to that call and provided portable toilets at several locations. They also serve in an advisory capacity for a variety of organizations in order to make more meaningful services available to people experiencing multiple forms of marginalization, including homelessness. So I'd like to, and I don't know, are folks here? Yes, there we are. Accepting the award are Nick, Michael, Heidi, and I don't know if Jeff is here, but if you could come up and accept the award, thank you. So, yeah, I'll wait till you're all great. Yeah, actually. So, this is the James Bartley Award, and I want to give it, share it with you, and I know there's so many other folks involved, so I just want to thank you for all that you've done.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. We appreciate you recognizing.
Great.
Yeah. We appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you to the community for, opening your minds and just saying, okay, let us do what we can.
Right, absolutely.
So people have done so many wonderful things for us. It's wonderful to give back to the community.
Great. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So there's a whole nother series of awards that I want to share. We're doing a lot. I mean, it's recognizing our staff. We have some incredible staff, I have to say. And each year, HCRS presents Encore Awards to staff who have gone above and beyond in demonstrating HCRS's guiding values. And the recipients of these awards are selected by a group of staff through a process we call Cause for Applause, a recognition program, and our senior leadership team. So the first recipient, and I'm not sure if she's here, Amy Bernier.
Yay!
Service coordinator, yeah. Service coordinator for developmental services. Oh my goodness, congratulations.
6 weeks.
Congratulations. Thank you. So, there's your award.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. And you know what? Okay, I'm supposed to do this, but I do want to say that Amy has gone above and beyond to support 4 individuals who were unhoused, 3 of them who were literally living on the street. Through Amy's extensive efforts, they are now all in independent living situations. So excellent work. And I do want to say that these comments, although they're really a lot more detail, as we know, that they're submitted by staff, by peers, by folks that our staff work with, and they're submitted to us. So there's that. Our second Encore Award recipient is going to be Christine Bullard, our team leader for the police social work liaison. for stepping up to be the interim supervisor for the police social work team and leading the team brilliantly, despite some challenging circumstances in your personal life. And so thank you for everything you do, and just fabulous work. Okay. Our third recipient is Josh DiGiovanna. There you go. Yeah, there you go. School-based clinician for Kindle Farm. A new clinician at Kindle Farm School, Josh recently stepped up to support a student's family that had experienced an unspeakable tragedy. Josh's efforts made a huge difference for this family as they tried to process a huge loss and move forward. So, terrific job.
Thank you.
All right, yeah. Okay. Our next recipient is not here today because she's currently deployed overseas. It's Kelsey Nanatovich, our community support specialist Kelsey did an amazing, a fabulous job of supporting a community organization and their employees following a tragic event. Her immediate and ongoing support was greatly appreciated by those involved. So great job to Kelsey. And I think she'll be back in a couple of months. And Kelsey, you'll be seeing this on video, so it's all there. Our fifth and final Encore Award recipient is, and I know you're here, we just chatted earlier, Erin Nichols, team leader for residential. During the recent flooding, Erin adeptly relocated residents of one of our residential programs to another location. Erin served numerous back-to-back shifts and did everything possible to make it a positive experience. Erin's commitment to improving the quality of life for residents is exemplary. So, just excellent work. Thank you. Okay, so now we are also going to recognize a recent retiree. Yes, she's right there. Can't hide. I don't. So Margie has spent her career dedicated to serving people through some of life's most difficult and heartbreaking challenges. She always went above and beyond for clients. She cared about the people she worked with and aligned with them through challenges, working side by side. Margie is a role model, and an inspiration to all who know her. She will be greatly missed. And I know when I came, I think you were here like 7 or 8 years or something. It was like, whoa. You're just thank you so much, Margie. And I do have, we have a gift basket. Oh yeah, is that? Yeah. So it is massive. Some of our staff went, and we have amazing staff who are so giving, and these staff really did the right thing. And just, it's a beautiful gift, so thank you, Margie. Yeah, I should say, I think it's 38 years. Is that right, Lisa? Lisa, you know Lisa. 38 years? A lot, yes. So, there we have it. So now we're going to... So if you could hold your applause until all the recipients for each group are given their awards or, come up. That would be great. And I am going to pass it on to Anne.
Okay.
And so you'll take it from here.
I will. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight. So now we're going to talk about we're going to hold our service awards portion of the program. So this is also such an important part of recognizing each and every individual who's been with us for many years. So we're going to start off with the 5-year category, and as George mentioned, when I call your name, if you can join us up here on stage, that would be great, and just shake George's hand, and we have an envelope for you. So, if everybody can hold your applause until the end of each group, as George mentioned, that would also be great. So let's get started. Jacob Atomanuk, John Baker, Kevin Brandolini, Samuel Brown, Christine Bullard, Katie Comstock, Kimberly Cook, Ashley Crowley, Dr. Dore DeGudis, Crystal Dunphy, Carol Ferreri, Timothy Golden, Deborah Hayes, Rachel Hayes, Christopher Hilton, Ed Norris, Kathy Lane, Lindsay Mack, Jennifer Moore, Erin Nichols, Natalie Ortega Summerlad, Sebastian Perea, Jeanette Rawling, Jonathan Sabal, Don Sanders, Alexander Schultz Karabakakis, Kate Skogstead, Virginia Snide, Ashley Stillwell, Jesse Sturton, Wendy Summersell, Maria Tevellini, Ashley Thomas, Sandra Thomas, and Christian Voigt. How about a big round of applause for our 5-year award winners? So we have a little backlog happening up here. We're really not sure why. But you know what, Lisa? Maybe it might make sense for us to kind of move it off to the side and we'll continue with the other groups. What do you think? Then we'll send them your way.
Yes.
So this actually becomes a handshake with George and picking up your packet from Lisa off to the stage left. Does that sound good? Because otherwise we might be here for a little while. You guys can't see the backlog, but okay. Okay. What did I say? Okay, so I was just told that I mispronounced a name. It should have been Gretchen Voigt, so my apologies for that. Thank you, Drew, for letting me know, and I'm so sorry, Gretchen. All right, so now for the 10-year awards. We have Angela Bean, Johanna Boucher, Dr. Paul Booton, Scott Breedlove, Donna Burns, Rebecca Christinger, Marissa Delaney, Elizabeth Harris, Carla Hill, Charlene Hermstad, Lynn Houston, Dr. Lynn McCormick, Brendan Nicholas, Malika Puffer, Mary Ruffing, and Maura Shader. Big round of applause. Well, we have another 4 categories to go, so get ready. But these are a little shorter lists, but pretty impressive. So our 15-year group include Mark Gabo, Gary Graff, Kate Lamphere, Jennifer Merrill, Lisa Rucker, and Brenda Stearman. And now for our great round of applause, another round of applause. Okay. And now we'll bring up our 20-year service award winners. Cheryl Kavanaugh. Yay. Katie Gilchrist. Joan Hook. And Sarah Jones. And we are not done yet. Okay, so we are going now to the 25-year service awards. And we have two. Drew Granger and Maris Noble. And our last award goes to a really special person. Everybody's special, by the way. But this particular woman, lady, we pass each other in the hall all the time. She works in finance. She's an amazing woman, and she has been here for 35 years. Ann Clark, where are you? Back to you, George.
Okay. Wow. Well, yeah, we have an amazing group of staff, I have to say, and we can only do this together. And and actually I was thinking, well, so what do I say when it's all over? I'm thinking about working together and working as a team, and there's an African proverb that some of you have probably heard many, many times, but it goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And we will go far, and we have gone far, and we can only do it when we are together. So I think it's important to remember that. And so I just want to thank everybody. I also want to thank this was, because we haven't done it here in quite a long time, and it's quite a task to really pull it all together. So I want to thank the committee of staff who coordinated this annual meeting. Kelly Brown, where's Kelly? Thank you, Kelly. Remarkable. Alice Bradeen, where is Alice? She's down, okay. All right, great job. Lisa Hinckley, where is Lisa? There you are, Lisa. Annette Stone, is Annette here? Where is she? Tina Rushton, where is Tina? Incredible. Heather Cloud, behind that camera. Heather, there you are. Thank you, Heather. Okay. And I also want to especially thank our facilities team because they did so much work. Thank you, Ed, and that's really amazing job. And, of course, we can't live without it. IT, just great. Thank you, IT. So I'm not sure about the raffle. I don't think we got the tickets for that. But no, the TVs will actually be going to our major sites because at least that's what we're thinking. I don't know if there's any other. Yep. So again, thank you all for being here. And as there's still food. As far as I know, there's food in there. I hope I don't know. Is there still food? So there's still food. If anyone's hungry, just chat, have something, hydration, something to drink, water, tea, etc. As you walk through the front door, please be one of the first to pick up our annual report, 2023 annual report. So please pick that up, and thank you again. This was great.